Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about the 6th season in NHL history, the 1922-23 season. Now before we start, I wanted to say please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are new to me, new to hockey, whatever the case may be. I'd love to have you here along the way. Now let's get into it. And this was, of course, where we get to see a little bit of history, kind of a cool thing. This was where we saw the first radio broadcast of an NHL game, and it happened on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1923, as the Toronto Daily Star covered the third period between the Ottawa Senators and Toronto St. Patrick's. Once again, it would be another 24-game season. Makes sense, 4 teams in the league, play everybody else 8 times, there you go. And for the league standings, we saw Ottawa with the best record yet again. They went 14-9-1 as the Montreal Canadiens grabbed that crucial second spot. As we know, the top spot and the second spot end up playing each other for the championship and then the right to play in the Stanley Cup. But yes, Montreal ended up going 13-9-2. The defending Cup champions, the St. Pats, wouldn't even get to defend their throne. Had a slower start to the beginning of the year, I think, and they ended up finishing third, so they weren't able to try to repeat as Stanley Cup champions. They went 13-10-1, so not very far behind Montreal. And once again, for the third straight season, the Hamilton Tigers finished dead last, going 6-18 in 3 seasons that they had existed, this one being included. They finished last in the league all 3 years, and they went 19-53 in that span. Yikes. The league's top scorer was Babe Dye, who scored 27 goals, had 13 assists for 40 points in 22 games played, and yet another amazing season of his Hall of Fame career. He finished with 200 plus goals in his career and had a lot early in his career, so another great year for him. As for the O'Brien Cup, the NHL Championship matchup, we saw the Habs look to dethrone the Sens in a 2-game total goal series, and it went like this. Game 1, Ottawa won 2-0 to take a 2-goal lead in the series, and then Montreal ended up winning Game 2, 2-1. Problem is, Ottawa had a total goal series lead of 3-2, so they went on to represent the NHL in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The thing is, though, the Senators would have to play the PCHA champions, as we saw the year prior. The WCHL and the PCHA had played each other, and the winner of that would go on to play the NHL champs. This is different this year, as you saw the Pacific Coast Hockey Association Vancouver Maroons, formerly Millionaires, play in a Stanley Cup rematch from years past against the Senators, and then we got to see if whoever won this would get to go play the WCHL winner for Lord Stanley. And this was all played, the playoffs in Vancouver, as the Ottawa-Vancouver series went like this. 1-0 Ottawa, so they took a 1-0 series lead in a 5-game series. Game 2, 4-1 Vancouver, series split 1-1. Game 3, 3-2 Ottawa, they took a 2-1 series lead, and then in a must-win game for Vancouver, they lost 5-1 to Ottawa. As for the Stanley Cup, where you got to see this matchup between Edmonton and Ottawa, the Edmonton Eskimos were this club that were representing the WCHL. This went as follows here in a 2-game total goal series, 2-1 in overtime, Ottawa, and then 1-0 in Game 2, Ottawa. So they ended up winning the 2-game total goal series 3-1. And for the third time in 4 years, Ottawa won yet another Stanley Cup, while also continuing the trend of NHL dominance. But will they win another one next season? Continue on and hopefully watch this playlist, Champions Cup playlist, to find out. Everybody, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Everybody stay safe, have a great night, and you go love hockey, alright? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.